Hi everyone. Today, my friend Marco and I, we will talk about the top 10 universities in UK. We hope you enjoy it and let's get started.
So here we are at the University of Cambridge. Since 1209, groups of scholars congregated at the ancient Roman trading post of Cambridge for the purpose of study, the earliest record of the university. The university is one of the world's oldest universities and leading academic centers, and a self-governed community of scholars. Its reputation for outstanding academic achievement is known worldwide and reflects the intellectual achievement of its students, as well as the world-class original research carried out by the staff of the university and the colleges. The structure of this university is composed by the 31 colleges governed by their own statutes and regulations that are integral to the makeup of the university. They have colleges, schools, faculties, and departments. So the application process in order to apply is first you have to take a course since you're going to be studying to a very high level for several years. So you have to make sure you choose a course you're personally interested in and will really enjoy studying. Check also that you meet the entrance requirements of the course you want to study. Then you have college. So in your UCAS application, indicate if you have a preference college or if you're making an open application. Then you have to apply. That's with the UCAS application. If you want to apply to the university, you do so through UCAS. However, at Cambridge, the process starts earlier to allow time for all the application information to be gathered and considered. So you have to submit your UCAS application, and shortly after submitting the UCAS application, you will be asked via email to complete the supplementary application questionnaire. A few extra questions requesting information not included in your UCAS application, which you'll find helpful. Then you have some transcripts, for example, written assessment. Most applicants are required to take a written admission assessment, either pre-interview or at interview. Then the interview, everyone with a realistic chance of being offered a place is invited to attend an interview. That's around 75% applicants each year on average through the percentage. Varies between courses and interview locations. Interviews usually take place during the first 3 weeks of December. Then they'll advise you their decision, either you are accepted or not. They offer 3 undergraduate courses at Cambridge, covering more than 65 subject areas, for example, economics, education, engineering, English, philosophy, philosophical, and behavioral sciences. So, for the last part of curiosities, Cambridge is the home to one of the oldest universities in the world, but it could also be called the birthplace of football. As we know it, the Cambridge rules. So now let's move into the University of Oxford. As the oldest university in the English-speaking world, Oxford is a unique and historic institution. There is no clear date of foundation, but teaching existed at Oxford in some from 1096 and developed rapidly from 1167, when Henry II banned English students from attending the University of Paris. So now let's move into application. The UCAS application. First, you have to get an application form. If you want to study at Oxford, you need to apply a year before the start date of your course by completing an online UCAS application form. Personal statement. One section of the application is called your personal statement. This is where you can write whatever you'd like to say about yourself and your motivation to study your course. Then you'll take admission tests, and you have to also do a written work. If the course you're applying for requires written work, please, you have to send a work that demonstrates your analytical reasoning, language, and grammar skills as appropriate for your chosen degree course. Then you're taking interviews, and at the end, tutors make decisions based on all aspects of your application. Your interview, any admission tests or written work required for your course, your examination results and predicting grades, your personal statement, the academic reference as well. They offer courses, for example, material science, mathematics and computer science, mathematics and philosophy, mathematics and statistics, medicine graduate entry, modern languages and linguistics, music, earth sciences, economics and management, engineering science. And some of the curiosities here are that the buildings will be likely familiar to fans of the Harry Potter movies, which are used Oxford as filming locations for many scenes. The University Museum of National History has the most complete specimens of the dodo, a flightless bird that went extinct in the 17th century. The museum has the birds mummified, skull and bones from the foot to leg. University, which is St. Andrews. It was founded in the 15th century. St. Andrews is Scotland's first university and the third oldest in the English-speaking world. Teaching began in the community of St. Andrews in 1410, and the university was formally constituted by the issue of a papal bull in 1413. For application, first you have to get a form application. Then you have to be interviewed after the form application. Then you have to make a personal statement, which provides an unvaluable opportunity to tell your personal reasons for studying your chosen subject at the University of St. Andrews. This is a very important part for the application. Most of the students who apply to the university will be well qualified. Then you have to get preferred scored, and at the end you have a final decision in which the academic admission offers work in conjunction with schools during the selection and decision-making process. Together, they consider the following areas when looking at all applications. They offer courses like art history, biology, chemistry, Chinese studies, classical studies, classic Greeks and Latin, comparative literature, computer science, medicine, medieval studies, Middle East studies. Curiosities. As curiosities, we have academic families. As spontaneous tradition, where third and fourth year students can adopt first year students as their children. Enact as mentors to introduce them to student life. The case of Patrick Hamilton. The PH initials set into cobblestones outside the Sally Squad mark the spot where Patrick Hamilton was burned at the stake in 1582. According to tradition, any student who steps into the PH will be cursed to fail their degree. In 1894, four prominent Fabian Society members, Beatrice and Sidney Webb, George Bernard Shaw, and Graham Wallace decided to use a 20,000 bequest to open a specialist higher education institution. The idea was to found a London School of Economics and Political Science, a centre not only of lectures on special subjects, but an association of students who would be directed and supported in doing original work. The first students arrived in October 1895, and our founder's vision is continuously being realized here in London and across the world. The application. Here you have to get an application form. Once they have received your application, you will receive an email acknowledgement. This email will include your unique LID number, as well as details of how to contact them if necessary. Your application then will be passed to the selectors for assessment. Then the outcome of your application, an offer is an authoritative and official only if it has been sent in writing from the undergraduate administration's office. All decisions will be sent to you via UCAS track. Decisions on admissions are made on the basis academic merit, contextual data, and their availability of places on specific programs. Every career has specific requirements. As courses, we can find regulation, theory, strategy and practice, public policy analysis, business, international relations, and the political economy. Imperial College London, from its 19th century foundations to present day, explores some of the definitive moments in Imperial's history. The Queen's Tower is all that remains of the Imperial Institute, which was built to mark Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee in 1887. The Imperial Institute was established by Royal Charter for the purpose of carrying out research into the resources and raw materials of the Empire, and to provide a meeting place for overseas visitors. It was administered by a governing body with the then Prince of Wales president. In order to get an application, you have to choose a course. To apply for a full-time undergraduate program at the Imperial College London, you must take an online application via the Universities and College Admissions Science UCAS admission schemes. Each year, they aim to admit students who can make their own unique contribution to their lending community. Achieving this means looking beyond purely academic achievements and considering the performance of each applicant in context during admission process. Then, personal statement. They assess your personal statement as part of your selection process. Your personal statement is a really important part of your application, where you can convey what makes you the right student for the course you are applying in. References. Your academic referee is an important part of your application. They use your academic reference to decide whether you will be invited to attend an interview, to gain an insight into your motivation to study your course, and in determining the conditions of your potential offer. Then you have the interview. The majority of the departments interview applicants who demonstrate potential. If you're shortlisted, your interview may form part of recruitment day, which could also involve other activities to test your potential, such as a group task, discussions, or a written test. At the end, they make a decision in which you will be told if you're admitted or not. Then you will take some courses like aeronautics, biochemistry, chemistry, computing, electronic and information, mechanical engineering. Curiosities. Rock Legends Queen began life there. In 1968, Brian May and Tim Staffel decided to form a band, and May placed an advert for a drummer on a notice board in the student union. Roger Taylor saw the advert and joined the band, which was named Smile in 1970. The band performed their first public gig together in Students' Union of ICI. One of the Smile's early fans was a poet named Farron Bulsara, along with John Deacon. Bulsara would join the band shortly afterwards. Imperial College London was founded by the great Prince Albert as a part of Albertopolis.
We will continue with Loughborough University. This university is proud of its long history as an institution of further and higher education. Thanks to the vision of its founding father, Dr. Elbert Schofield, it has been able to grow and develop into one of the country's top universities. Throughout its history, Loughborough University has built upon its distinctive characteristics. Today is one of the country's leading universities, with a reputation for excellence in teaching and research, strong links with business and industry, and unrivaled sporting achievements. That Loughborough now boasts in an internationally known and respected university is largely due to the entrepreneurial vision and determination of Dr. Elbert Schofield, principal of Loughborough College for 35 years. The teaching and learning offers academic excellence in a broad range of disciplines, from sports and excellent science to engineering, business, and art, and was recently awarded Gold in Teaching Excellence Framework. The superpair of 440-acre single-site campus is the university's most glorious assets, offering great facilities for the students, staff, and visitors to the university. Loughborough University has been named University of the Year at the One Uni Student Choice Awards 2020. This isn't the first time they have won the prestigious accolade either. They were also named University of the Year by the Wyoming in 2015 and again in 2018. They have also been named University of the Year in the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide twice. Well, now we will talk about the requirements for entry to this university. We need GCSA. They normally expect applicants to have a minimum of GCSA grade 4C in an English language, and for most courses, GCSA grade 4C in mathematics. A higher level of achievement in a specific GCSAs is required for some courses, and details of these are included in the relevant course entry. We need also AS levels. Applicants are normally expected to have at least 3 A levels. In many cases, specific subjects are required, and this will be indicated in the typical offer lists for the course. We also need extended project qualification, EPQ. They recognize this benefit of the extended project qualification in develop independent research and critical thinking skills. And they will consider this as evidence of motivation to study a specific subject. And while we do not generally include them as a part of offer condition, they may be used to further consider an application upon receipt of final examination results. We have also some specific requirements for students that came from Mexico. You need to overall 8.5, in Bachillerato General, and you need to cover with a minimum of 5.5 in EALTS. Continue with Durham University. Durham is one of the world's leading universities as shown by our World Top 100 position in the QS World University Rankings 2021, where they are ranked 86. A record of 90 Durham subjects are in the World Top 100 of the QS World University Rankings by Subject 2020, including 11 in the World Top 50. Three of their subjects are in the World Top 10, with theology and religion in 4, and archaeology in 4 also, and geography in 10. Durham is recognized for their excellence in teaching and research. Also, they are ranked amongst the world top 100 universities in the Times Higher Education. Nationally, they are considered a top 10 UK university. They are ranked 5th in the Warden University Guide 2020, 7th in the Complete University Guide 2021, and 17th in the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide. Their missions policy is based on the core principles of fairness, transparency, consistency, and operating a professional admission progress. Their aim is to operate a fair and transparent admissions process to select the most able and motivate applicants who can best benefit from a Durham University education. Every application is important today, and they welcome applications from all students irrespective of the background. Multiple factors are taken into account by their admissions selectors to identify the most able candidates. These factors include 1. A level or equivalent to grades. 2. GCSA. 3. The personal statement. 4. The reference the person has. 5. The development of the student skills. 6. Motivation for the degree program applied for. 7. Independence of thought and working. And 8. Skills derived from non-academic extracurricular activities such as engagement in sport, the arts, or volunteer and community work. Finally, 9. Contextual consideration of merit and potential. Durham University is a huge popular choice for prospective students, and as a result, they receive considerable more high qualified applications than the places we have available. In some subjects, Durham is now as competitive as Oxbridge for entering, and in many subjects, 3 A's is minimum entry qualification. If students do not apply, they will not gain entry. So even though it is a competitive, the most able students from all schools are strongly encouraged to apply and complete for entry. Durham University has colleges like Collingwood College, Grey College, Halfield College, John Shaw College, Josephine Water College, St. Anne's College, St. Chad's College, St. Cuthbert Society, College of St. Hill and St. Bede, St. Johnson College, St. Mary College, Stephenson College, Tribunal College, University College, and finally South College. And this last, is opening in this year. Next, we have Lancaster, University of Lancaster. The Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences at Lancaster University has research strengths across the arts, humanities, and social sciences, and is dedicated to exploring and maximizing the benefits of interdisciplinary research. Three subjects in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences are ranked number one in the UK by the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide 2019. Creative Writing, Criminology, and German 12. Other arts and social sciences subjects are ranked in the top 10. French and Iberian languages are placed second. Art and design, linguistics, and sociology are placed third. Communication and media, including film and social work, are placed fourth. Theater is going fifth. History sixth. Politics seventh. English eighth. And religious studies ninth. Lancaster is ranked sixth in the UK in the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide to 20 8, 8 9, 19, sorry. After the Second World War, higher education became an important concern of government, as it tried to cope with the demands of an expanding population and the advent of a new technology age. Between 1958 and 1961, 7 new plate glass universities were announced, including Lancaster. The choice of Lancaster as the site of the fourth new university was announced on 23 November 1961 in a written answer in the House of Commons. The university was established by the Royal Charter in 1964. The charter stipulated that the Princess Alexandra of Kent be the first chancellor. She was inaugurated in 1964. The ceremony also saw the granting and various honorary degrees to dignitaries, including the Prime Minister, Harold Wilson. Princess Alexandra retired as Chancellor in 2004 and was the longest serving Chancellor of the British University. On her departure, she gave approval for the Chancellor Medal to be awarded for academic merit to the highest performing undergraduates and postgraduates. Each year presentations are made to up to the 5 graduates of 12 master's courses and up to the 6 to the highest performing undergraduates. The university accepted its first student in October 1964, and they were initially 13 professors, 32 additional members of teaching and research, 8 library staff, and 14 administrators on academic grades. The motto, Patet Omnibus Veritas, Truth Lies Open the All, was adopted. The first science students were admitted in 1965. The university was temporarily based in the city. A lecture theatre and the University Press Junior Common Room were based in the Centenary Church, a former congregational church visited to the old factory premise of Waring and Gillow, which were used to accommodate the new students. Many new students were housed in Morecambe. The Grand Theatre was leased as a main lecture room, and 112 and 114 in the Street Learners Gate area became teaching and recreation rooms. The library occupied the old workshop of Strickland and Hunt on Castle Hill. Bowland and Knowsley were founded as the university's first two colleges, and all the staff and students were allocated to one of the two, although the first college buildings will not be completed until 1966. The first students moved into residence and set up to the first GCRs in October 1968. The university moved to the city to the new campus at Berlin between 1966 and 1970. In 2014, Lancaster University celebrated its 15th anniversary with a series of events throughout the year involving alumni, staff, students, and local community members. For entering to the postgrad thought master, we normally require a bachelor's degree with a minimum of upper second class hours. In Mexico, as a part of your application for some courses, you also need to be provided a viable research proposal, a recognized English language qualification, and a personal statement or even a web interview. The tuition fees paid by overseas students for undergraduate courses are in the three main bands and depend to the subject area. Also, the tuition fees for postgraduate students depend on your specific course and your subject area. An approx cost of a student here is of £18,700. So we will continue with University of Bath. The University of Bath is a public university located in Bath, Somerset, United Kingdom. The University of Bath can trace its roots to the Manchester Ventures Technical College, whose alumni include the physicalists Paul Dirac and Peter Higgs. An institution founded as a school in 1595 and a technical school established in Bristol in 1856, which became part of the Society of Manchester Ventures in 1885. Meanwhile, in the neighboring city of Bath, a pharmaceutical school, the Bath School of Pharmacy, was founded in 1907. This became part of the Technical College in 1921. The college came under the control of the Bristol Education Authority in 1949. It was renamed then to the Bristol College of Technology, and in 1916 the Bristol College of Science and Technology, when it became one of the 10 technical colleges under the umbrella of the Ministry of Education. The college was mainly housed in the former knowledge offering graduates at Ashley Down in Bristol, which still houses part of the city of Bristol College, while the remaining has been converted into residential housing. In 1963, the Robbins Committee report paved the way for the college to assume university status as a Bath University of Technology. Although the grounds of King Weston House in Bristol were verified, considered which then and until 1969 accommodated to the College School of Architecture and Building Engineering. The city of Bristol was unable to offer the expanding college an appropriate size single site. Following the discussions between the college principal and the director of education in Bath, an agreement was researched to provide the college with a new name in Cleverdown, Bath, on a greenfield site purchased through a compulsory purchase order from the Candy family of Norwood Farm, overlooking the city. The construction of the purpose-built campus began in 1965 with the first building, now known as the Fort South, completed in 1965, and the Royal Charter was granted in 1966. In November of 1966, the first degree ceremony took place at the Assembly Rooms in Bath. Over the subsequent decade, new buildings were added as the campus took shape. In the middle of 19th century, there were plans to build a college on the site. The university logo features the so-called Gorgon heads, which is taken via the university coat of arms from a Roman sculpture found in the city. Until 30 October of 2012, it was also a member of the 1994 group. A report of the Higher Education Funding Council for England into governance at the university was published on November 20 in 2007. Also, in November of 2017, frustration with the governments of the university grew, especially concerning the Vice-Chancellor Gilnis Brickwell's remuneration. The HFSCE carried out an inquiry and recommended 13 changes to the governance of the university. In November of 2017, Brickwell's salary rose by 3.9% to over 400,000, 6,800, and she was reported as the highest paid vice chancellor in the country. The University and College Union had an university meeting of all the staff to discuss the issue, and the Students' Union organized a vote of confidence involving all undergraduate and postgraduate students. By August 2017, 4 MPs had resigned from the advisory board at the University of Bath in protest against the Vice-Chancellor pay packages. In November of 2017, Brickwell agreed to retire, taking a subject on full pay from September 2018 until retirement in February in 2019, when a 31,000 car loan to her would be written off. In January of 2018, the University Court voted for her immediate departure and demanding to chair the Government Council and Remuneration Committee should step down. So this decision could not override the existing contract agreement with Brickwell. So, for the application for this university, you have to apply for a course. You must use the online application form. You will need to create an account before you can start the application process. On the application form, you will need to give your personal details, the date you plan to start studying, your education details, proof of your English level if English is not your first language, the name and contact details of an academic referee from your current or most recent place of study, your personal statement explaining your reason for wishing to start the course, and your supporting information. The university has 4 faculties: Faculty of Engineering and Design, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Faculty of Science, and School of Management. The College of London, UCL, was founded on February 11 in 1826 under the name London University as an alternative to the Anglican University of Oxford and Cambridge. London University's first warden was Leonard Horner, who was the first scientist to head the British University. Despite the commonly held belief that the philosopher Jeremy Bentham was the founder of UCL, his direct involvement was limited to the purchase of number 633 at a cost of £100 paid in 9 installments between December 1826 and January 1830. In 1828, he did nominate a friend to sit on the council, and in 27 attempt to have his discipline John Bowring appointed as the first professor of English or history, but on occasions his candidates were unsuccessful. This suggests that while his ideas may have been influential, he himself was less so. However, Bentham is today commonly regarded as the spiritual father of UCL. as his radical ideas on education and society were the inspiration to the institution's founders, particularly the Scotsmen James Mill and Henry Brougham. In 1827, the chair of the political economy at London University was created, with John Ramsay MacCallum as the first incumbent. Established one of the first departments of economics in England. In 1828, the university became the first in England to offer English as a subject, and the teaching of classing and medicine began. In 1830, London University founded the London University School, which would later become London University College School. In 1833, the university appointed Alexander McConaughey secretary to the Royal Geography Society as the first professor of geography in the UK. In 1834, University College Hospital, originally Northern London Hospital, opened as a technical hospital for the university's medical school. In 1836, London University was incorporated by Royal Charter under the name University College London. On the same day, the University of London was created by the Royal Charter as a degree awarding examining board for students from affiliate schools and college. With University College and King's College, London began named in the charter as the first two affiliates. The Slade School of Fine Art was founded as a part of University College in 1871, following a bequest from Felix Slade. In 1878, the University of London gained a supplemental charter, making it the first British university to be allowed to award degrees to women. The same year, UCL admitted women to the Faculty of Art and Law and of Science, although women remained barred from the faculties of Engineering and Medicine, with the exception of the courses on public health and hygiene. While UCL claims to have been the first university in England to admit women on equal terms to men, from 1878, University of Bristol also makes this claim, having admitted women from its foundation as a college in 1876. Armstrong College, a predecessor institution of Newcastle University, also allowed women to enter from its foundation in 1871. Were finally admitted to medical students during the First World War in 1977, although limitations were placed on their numbers after war ended. In 19th, the University of London was reconstructed as a federal university with new students drawn up under the University of London Act 1898. UCLA, along with a number of other colleges in London, became a school of the University of London, while most of the constituent institutions retained their autonomy. UCLA was merged into the university in 1907 under University College London Act 1905 and lost its legal independence. Its normal name became University of London, University College, although for most informal and standard proposals the name University College London, or the intentionally UCL, was still used. The Muir Space Science Laboratory was established in 1976. Also in 1973, UCL became the first international node to the precursor of the Internet, the ARPANET. ARPANET. In 1976, a new chapter restored UCL's legal independence, although still without the power to award its own degrees. Under this chapter, the college became formally known as University College London. This name abandoned the common use in its either name of University College London. The requirements: UCL accepts A levels or international baccalaureate (EB) for direct entry to undergraduate programs. For overseas undergraduate students, UCL implements fixed fees. From 2018 to 2019, the overseas fee values published below, unless otherwise indicated in the fee notes for each program, are the fees that we will charge to 2019 to 2020 enters for each year of study on the program. For example, overseas students starting to the BCS physicals in 2019 and 2020 will pay £26,740 in 2019 and 2020. For 2021 and 2022, it will be £26,740. The cost of living while studying a graduate program at UCL is estimated around to £2,100. The cost of living while studying a graduate program at UCL is estimated around the same. So UCL leads the file across 11 faculties: arts and humanities, built environment, brain sciences, engineering sciences, Institute of Education, laws, life sciences, mathematics and physical science, medical science, population health science, and social and historical science. So that's it for now. We think that all of them are such a great place to study, great environment, great programs, great teachers, great students. But well, those were the top 10 universities in UK.